All right. So I have a question. We're going to kind of go over some business hacks for you guys to ponder. All right. That sound fair? So make this down a little bit here. So some of the business hacks. First of all, let's start off with a question. So I'm gonna get rid of this real quick here because I want to see some hands. So if you guys would please. So a year ago today, okay, what is this? April 18th, 2021. So April 18th, 2020. Where you were roughly in April in 2020 to where you are today. Are you guys from where you were in April? Have you decreased that? If you want, like say if you were 100 points out from RD, are you now down a year later? Are you now down to 50 points? Have you at least got halfway down? Anybody do that? Raise the hands. Now we got some people out there raising hands. Good, good, good. The reason why I ask that is just because if we don't take into consideration where we were and where we are, we just out in the middle of the lake floating. You've got no intent to go anywhere. You just floating. Yeah, it's probably beautiful. There's probably a little breeze. You're probably enjoying the peacefulness. No cell phone service, but you're not going anywhere. You guys, everyone on here didn't join a business to sit out in the middle of a lake and enjoy the scenery and to kick it and relax. None of y'all did. No one did. No one gets into business to just sit there. Imagine we open up a McDonald's with 3.2 million. What are you guys doing? Oh, we just relaxing. We don't like workers in here and people buying food because then it disrupts everything. We like the peacefulness. No one does that stuff. That's stupid. So we're going to go over some business hacks that hopefully will help you guys. All right. So business hacks to ponder. All right. Who here has a schedule that they stick to? I mean, not stick to, but do every week consistently. Oh, that word consistent. Sam? Okay. For everybody else who doesn't have their picture showing, Corey, that's all right. Say, yeah, we're that way too. Well, I'm good one week. Next week, I'm like, wait, what did I do? So it happens. It happens. But the big word there is consistency. Because here's some information. And it's like, if there was a table in Vegas that said, if you sit in this chair and no matter how much money you gambled, you were guaranteed to win every time, all of us on here would be fighting over that chair. Guaranteed. So it's all about the numbers again, right? So if you write it down, so take your schedule and it's however you want to do it, Sunday through Saturday, Monday through, so I do Monday through Sunday. It's just what comes up on my Apple here, and I can create it pretty easy. So you're going to want to write it down, not in your mind, not on your phone, but write it down. Because here's what happens. You are 42% more likely to achieve your goals if you write it down. 42%. Now these stats, don't take it from me. These stats are from a Dominican university here in California. Okay? So write it down. And remember, put in your constants when you're making a schedule, right? So on my schedule that I print out, okay, this is April. I don't know if you can see it. You see there's print and there's writing. So the print is my constants, okay? My 9 a.m. call, my leadership Tuesday morning, all the happy hour Friday night, training, what Mr. Thomas does on Saturday, and then tonight. Those are every week. That happens every week. Whether we do it or not, it's on there, printed out. And then I just add whatever comes up, okay? So all 7 days. And you're going to want to do this a week in advance. And you're good. More people coming on here. So there's reason you do that. The other thing is to do, so tonight's Sunday. So tomorrow is Monday. I need to take at least this is all about success, 14 minutes minimum going over my schedule for tomorrow. Every night. See, if I consistently do that, Here's what happens. Your subconscious brain will figure out how to get everything done while you sleep. Who likes working while they sleep? Because your subconscious brain ain't sleeping anyway. It's what keeps you breathing. If your subconscious goes to sleep, so do you. That's when you don't wake up. Okay. So that's huge. Schedule. So write it down, your constants, the things that don't change, and then add the stuff that does. Okay. And on some of the stuff, like you can't be flexible with the 9 o'clock call. You just can't. But we could get on it and listen to it later. But other stuff like you're scheduled to do this or that, some things will change. That's okay. Don't be afraid to change it. Oh, I can't do that. Your schedule said, what do you call it? A skeleton schedule? A skeleton schedule. So you can move the bones around, so to speak. All right. Trying to get you guys understand this. So, but now here's the thing. So every day, set times aside. Let me see if I can find out of the schedule. Here it is. So here's my day, color coded, right? So the times are specifically for what I'm doing. So I got a 45-minute work roughly at 10 a.m. So what happens at 10? At 10 o'clock, I sit down. I don't take no phone calls. And again, I no text. I stay off social media. No matter what happens, that half hour, 15 minutes, hour, whatever it is you set aside, that is all you do. Now, Darren Hardy, pretty successful businessman, right? He actually shuts the door to his office and doesn't come out. Doesn't take phone calls, nothing. Everything's scheduled around those times. And that's what's important to do. This is and staying committed to that is where you're really going to start to see your business progress. Okay. How many people have been on there and like, okay, I'm going to do some work time. Oh, wait, what's on Facebook? Like, oh, crap, it's been an hour. Anybody else? Is it just me? Or, oh, okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Okay, so it happens, but be cognizant of what's going on. So for this in the business and setting everything down and putting it in time banks, right? To kind of get everybody to understand the time banks, it's probably best this way. I'm going to talk about the gyms, the gym for me. Okay. So everybody here at least gone to the gym once, seen a gym, drove by a gym, knows a gym in town. Yeah, everybody has. And being healthy today is more important than ever with what's going on. So it's huge. So here it is. When you first got to the gym, I mean, today you've been to the gym for 10 years. It's no problem. You know what everything's for, how to use it, the whole 9 yards. But your first day at the gym, did you know everything? Know where all the equipment was? Know how to use it? None of us did. It's just a fact. None of us did. But here's the thing. They have someone that will walk you around and show you, hey, how does this work? And they don't put any weight on it. They say, okay, you sit down. Okay, do this. Do whatever the move is. They show you how to use each machine. They take you through and show you how to use the machine. Once you get that down, right? Once you get that down, what happens? You don't have to think about it anymore. I've created a habit. I go to the gym. So who does chest on Mondays? I do. I take Tuesday off because I got leadership calls and some stuff in the morning. Wednesday, I do back and shoulders. Thursday, I do arms. And Friday, I do legs. That way I can be sore all weekend. So I'm not real smart. So now I don't think about it. I go to the gym. I know where the equipment is. I've created a habit in my life. That took time. So my point is, with this schedule, you're going to have to do it every day, 7 days a week. Review what tomorrow's going to do, or what's in tomorrow. Rearrange things that you need to accordingly before you go to bed. Okay? You set that up and you do that. Pretty soon, everything is going to be so consistent. So like the 9 o'clock call now, I don't have the 9 o'clock call on my phone, but I guarantee you, if I'm at the gym between 8:55, actually probably 8:50 and 9:05 average, my brain goes off conference call because I've created a habit. My body knows what time it is. So that's what this is about. This is about creating a habit with your schedule, just like we did at the gym. Tomorrow's Monday. What am I working on Monday? Chest. We talked about it. That's how it is. That's my schedule. And that's just the gym. But the idea is to put your business in that same category where we need to make it a scheduled event and a habit. Okay. So now, and about here, this is something that's always real important because I always tell people, you turn that fan on, bud? You can't be a dolphin and talk dolphin to a shark. Anybody seen the results of that? The shark actually has dolphin for lunch. You can't be an urchin and talk to a whale. You cannot be a whale and talk to a dolphin. That's just how it is. So it's our responsibility to be a chameleon, because when we're out, this is something else. This is going beyond the schedule now. This is something else that we need to do. Okay? So be cognizant of what each category is and be able to talk to. This is another business hack. So when you're talking to a shark, you're a chameleon. Be a shark. You're talking to an urchin, be an urchin. You're talking to a whale, be a whale. And be genuine. Anybody else here kind of tell when someone's acting or kind of seems to be fake? What is your attention span? This is you. What is your attention span, or maybe not attention span, but I'll say attention span. What does it do when you think this freaking person's full of BS? All you hear from that right there, I do. I revert back to peanuts. Wah, 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 wah. I just do. I don't care if you tell me we're going to save the world. Here's a way to make $100 million in 30 seconds. I don't care what you got to say. All I hear is wah, 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 wah. So you guys are all shaking your head. So yeah, you do the same thing. So be genuine. People can tell when you're full of crap. Okay? So know what people are and be according to them. So if you get someone who's sharky, be sharky with them. You don't have to be a shark. You just have to be shark. This is where we get to be actors and get paid for it. All right. So another hack. What's Mr. Thomas always say? It's important that we always do 3 names and numbers a day. Anybody heard that before on these calls? 3 names and numbers a day, right? Now, if you're someone like Samuel up there, if he's just getting 3, it's because someone cut his leg off and he had to go to the hospital and you can get a chance. There was only 2 ambulance drivers and a doctor. All right. That's just it. Not everybody's like that. Everybody here on social media? A lot of people are. Here's another idea. Here's another Facebook hack. I'm sorry, a business hack. So 3 new social media friends, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, Shaper. I know Miss 3.0's on a few different groups. I know Miss Akiko's on a couple of different ones too. But just say Shaper. Shaper seems to be pretty popular with people. 3 social media friends a day. Could everybody do 3 a day? Like 3 people? They give you 15 names and numbers a day on Shaper. I'm just saying. Could you befriend 3 of those people out of the 15? Yeah. You do more, but what if you just did 3? Okay. Now, remember with social media, I think a lot of people, you got to remember, guys, they don't buy ACN, they buy you. Okay. And they don't want you to go straight into salesman mode. Anybody like to listen to salesmen? No one raising their hands. Weird. All right. So here it is. Social media, whether it's Facebook, whatever it is, start off by saying hi. Is that hard? Say hi. But you know what? Before you say hi, why don't you look their page over? Who are they? What are they about? What have they done? Where are they going? Who they related to? Who are their friends? Okay. So find out about them, what they do for a living, what their hobbies are. Because here's why. It gives you something to talk about. If you're reaching out to me and say, hey, so what do you do for a living? I mean, you just became my Facebook friend. You haven't looked at my page. You're just blowing smoke now. Right? So important. Say hi. Look over their page before you say, look over their page. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Mr. Foster, I see you're a part of a group that feeds children. Boom. Conversation now we can have. Okay. Um, hey Corey, I'm just saying, I don't know who you're. Do you like, if you like sports or a specific team, and say it's my team for real's my team, not BS. Hey Corey, hey, I see you a Bear fan. I'm a Bear fan. Boom, conversation. Hey Miss Williams, I saw you out riding horses the other day. I grew up riding horses. That's awesome. What else do you do with the horses? Use it just for fun? It's conversation. You see, what am I doing? I'm finding a commonality with them, with sports, with their activities, single mom and dads, firemen, whatever it is, gambler, dancer. Not, I mean, like good dancing. So find a commonality and go in with the mentality. See, this is important. So if you read these books, and I don't know, I'm going to just ask you this one here because it's sitting here. Shaquille Cooper's talking about this book, says it's his Bible, aside from his Bible. How many of y'all bought this book? Because this book is a freaking butt kicker right here. This book is straight up solid. Takes a little work to get solid, doesn't it? There's a book for you. So find out the commonality and go with them in with the mentality that I'm gonna make a new friend out of this day. I'm gonna find a new friend. You see what your mentality is? You're going to find a friend. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you why it's so important on what you post and put on your Facebook. Okay. This is a story. This is a story about my wife. So she gets a reach out from this girl she's never met. Their Facebook, is it Facebook, right? Facebook, never met her. The girl reaches out to her. This is what the girl tells Rose. She's basically telling her that she's lost all hope for humanity. Oh, okay, I've been corrected. Instagram. So the girl tells her she's lost all hope for humanity. She said her mom, and if you did this, why would you even tell your child? She says her mom even contemplated aborting her. And she was at the point in her life where she actually wished her mom had aborted her. The crap still brings tears to my eyes when I hear it. And the only thing that she sees good in are animals and nature. She had lost all hope for humanity. Well, because of what Rose posts on her social media, the girl reached out to her and says, because of you, you are actually, in your posts, you're actually giving me hope again. You know what kind of a feeling that is? What you're doing in your life is making a difference in somebody else's. Now, she never asked her, or they never talked about if she had actually contemplated suicide or anything. But when someone's talking like that, I'm going to tell you guys, I have to deal with this stuff through fire and everything else. There was some contemplate. That girl, whoever she is, actually contemplated that. And because of your post, you could actually make a difference in someone's life. Be cognizant of what you're doing. I'm only telling this to impress you, or to impress upon you, not impress you. We usually keep this stuff private. But if what we're doing can help somebody, then we'll bring it out. But that girl is hurting so deeply. And because of Rose's positivity, it's made a difference in life. Now, how many people out there, because today, so much is so grim for so many, and it's up to us to be that beacon of light. See, this is another hack for you to ponder. Be that light for someone to see, read, and follow. And I'm telling you, when someone reaches out to you, you have no idea who they are, and they tell you because of what you're doing, you made an impact in your life, and now they're possibly want to live and not die anymore. That's huge. That is absolutely huge. So you got to be the beacon. All right. Now, getting back to some of the stuff here, like if you guys are on Shaper and stuff, it's even harder. LinkedIn and all that, because that is straight cold market. I mean, I know people on LinkedIn and I've reached out to them different, but Akiko understands this because she's been on our leadership calls on Tuesday morning, and to hear that some of the stuff it's straight cold market. You know, pardon the language, but you got to have some cojones to call someone and talk to people you don't know. Straight up. I've tried it. I don't want it. I mean, I had people you guys want to do something fun, go grab business cards when you guys go walking out and about, right? Then you come back and exchange business cards and cold call those business cards about wanting to see a business, how you can help with it, with their business. That's a hard thing to do. Be seasoned. Do not do that new. Something to be seasoned about it with someone who knows what they're doing. It's a tough one. I do not recommend. That's why ACN doesn't do that. Just do that. Doesn't talk about doing that because it's a tough one, right? But it is a way to have some fun with some friends that are in the business. So, but if you're on Shaper, it's so important to connect with them first. Okay. That's why even in Shaper and LinkedIn, they got little bios on there, so you're able to listen up on some of that. So that's huge. Use it to your advantage. Okay. And be consistent with your 3 new friends. And that's is your husband on it, Kiko? Is he? Louis, I don't see him here, but he's always got his new friends. Mr. Thomas talks about his new friends. I got 3 new friends today, Mr. Thomas, and a dog. Okay, so go get your new friends every single day. And now that's where it's so important to have someone that you're actually not competing against, but can talk to that's at the same level as you mentally, not business, because you might be ERD, ETL. Okay, that's okay. Someone who, hey, they say, hey, if Harrison and I started doing that, we had to call each other every night. Maybe Sam Foster and I and Harrison all got together on a phone call. All right, guys, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We got on the phone, quick 5 minutes. All right, Sam, you get your people? Yeah, I got mine. I got 6 today. I'm taking tomorrow off. You know, Harrison said, yeah, I got my 3. I said, I got 2. So I need to make one. You hold each other accountable. Another business hack. Find somebody you can hold yourselves accountable with. Okay. Now, like I say, in any of these sites, always add value to everybody you come in contact with. And Sam, and I listened to what Sam did when he did some training, and Sam adds value to people. It's in his genetics. He can't help it. I saw him talking to a dead person the other day. He just adding value to people. You look comfortable laying there. Add value to everybody. That's my point. Just add value to everybody. So, and if you want to talk about adding value to people with what they've done, everything else, and the different groups on social media, if you remember, Julian Lewis did a call about that, the different groups. I think he got on a vegan group and something because he's been vegan. You take my steak away, we fighting. I don't care you man or woman. Don't take my steak away. I ain't there yet. So find that. So those groups are out there. Become part of them. If you have a business networking group in your area, I absolutely recommend you join it. There's a BNI, Business Network International. It's a little expensive. It's a good one, but it's expensive. So that's going to be up to you. But some people say like, oh, well, I'm not in sports. What are you into? You got kids? I don't have any kids. If you go on those groups, right? And Akiko can attest to this. I'm telling you, she went through a bunch of them. A group with adults with kids. A group with adults for no kids. There's a group for people who want to go hiking. There's a group of people who are going to school. There's a group for anything. In fact, my wife is part of a group called Network Marketers for Introverts because she's an introvert. I'm telling you. There is, I mean, they got, guys would know what succulents are, the little cactuses? They've got groups for succulents. They got groups for, if you're here in California, they're like Raider groups and 49er groups. They got groups for everything, guys. I'm telling you. There's no excuse for you to not be in a group because it's out there. You just got to find what you, right, can connect with because it's something that you do or like. Okay. So this was really cool. This one network marketer, you start talking about this. They set aside 1 hour a day to connect with people and purposely not bring up the business. See, y'all worried about how do I bring up the business? She would meet with people either on a phone through social media and talk. Set aside an hour, and not that she got an hour the whole time, to talk to people, to connect with them. And she would purposely not bring up her business, even if they asked. We'll talk about that another time. I don't know if I could do that. What do you do, Chris? Well, I'm glad you asked. And there I go. But don't bring it up. It's all about the conversation. Okay? Got to have a heart for that one. So, when do you talk about them? I don't know. The second time you talk, the third time. But here's some ideas. Here's some ideas on how to bring it to business. Ask for some feedback. What did is that what Julian said? Huh? Feedback. Yeah. Can I get some, Mr. Kiko? Hey, I need to get some feedback from you. Now she's there. It's her, so she would be helping me. People, yeah. Can I get your opinion on something? We've talked about it before. It's all out there. So, fill out a survey. Do you know anybody who could possibly help me out? I'm looking to feed 25 children this month. Questions. Working on a project. Yeah, can I ask you a few questions? But what happens is, like, look, I'm looking, if I get your opinion, I'm looking to create some Me Too stories. So what happens with a Me Too story? Huh? Someone else that you haven't talked to sees a story and says, oh, me too. Can I share my story with you? So it's huge. Those Me Too stories go a long way. Me too. Yeah, as like Rose said, without even mentioning the business. Crazy. So here's another thing. I got to read this here, my wording here. Okay, so when you're reading someone's story and you're looking at it on social media, right? And it's interesting. It's not just like, oh, blah's me. It's an interesting story. Reach out to them in private. Ask about the story. Ask questions. You don't have to get too private about it because some people are like, hey, I don't even know you yet. Okay? But ask some questions about that. Wow, how did that go? How did that work out? What was the outcome? You're showing, you're becoming a friend to somebody that you weren't a friend with before. Okay? Because the more you learn about them, right, you find out what you could possibly do for them. Be the helping hand. Be that person. But learn to ask questions in groups too. Here's another big one. How about this? Ask a question, post it up there. And then say, whoever answers on the question, right? Make it fun. Make it fun. So say, hold on a second here. We keep dropping people and bringing them back. So hold on. So I'm going to do a drawing. So anybody who answers my question is going to be put in a drawing, and we're going to draw for I'm just going to give you an example. You can do whatever you want. You do a $5 In-N-Out card here in California. People fight for those. We've just been introduced to crumble cookie. Anybody know what crumble cookies are? If you don't, stay away. It's the devil. The biggest, most delicious cookie. I got a gift card, an Amazon gift card. I've got whatever it is you might have or want to do, anything you want to do. So you put them in a drawing, right? Okay, in a drawing. The drawing is going to be held tomorrow at noon. Do the drawing. Oh, you can do it live. There you go, Facebook Live. It's a good one, baby. Here's what's really nice. Mr. Sam Foster, you actually won the gift card, sir. Please DM me your address. I will send that out. It'll be in the mail tomorrow. right? Here's what's really cool. How about all the other people who didn't win? Get a hold of them in a DM and tell them, I've actually got a secondary gift I want to give you for participating, answering the question. And it might be, and then have them fill out a survey for you right there. Let me ask you a few questions. And with that, I'll actually send you out a gift. Now you got some questions answered. Who's your TV service? Who's your cell phone service? Do you have identity theft protection? Do you have home security? Got it. Thank you, Mr. Kiko. I appreciate that. I'm calling Mr. Harrison next. Then I'm calling Miss Luann. Then I'm calling Miss Walker. I got more surveys now. Now I can call them back. Hey, the survey we talked about the other day, I actually found some areas you're overspending. When are you going to have time that we can talk about? Maybe we can hook you up, help you out. I didn't sell it. I was just offering them free information of areas they were overspending. Who here likes to overspend? Nobody. We drive across town to get a 5-cent different gas. Spend 10 cents a gallon to get there to get 5 cents a gallon off. Happens all the time. But be the person on social media that gives people hope in times like today when it seems to be, where hope seems to be long gone. That's so important. But these are just simple business hacks. Now, the thing with all that is these business hacks, you guys have now, the thing that you need to think about is one simple word. You know what that is? Action. You guys have all been on this call because I talked to you guys here last April. There's a few of mine, I don't think you've been here a year yet. I don't think you've been in a year yet, Corey, have you? You've been about 6 months? Yeah. 8? Half a year? That's all right. That's all right.
I said actively, December is when I actually started pursuing the actual company.
Okay. So you're looking at 4 months. So he hasn't been in a year, but for the most people here, been in a year. Okay. So my point with that is, if you guys have had all this knowledge every single week, so now I want to hold you accountable. Wherever you are right now, we'll say Sam Foster's 200 points out from regional director. We'll say Harrison Mills is 75 points. We'll say Akiko's 25. We'll say Miss Walker's 100. We'll say Belina's 60 points. By the end of this year, with all the knowledge you have, if you do not put it in action, right? If you put it in action, you're going to be more than halfway to your next position. If you don't put it in action, I want you guys to do me a favor. Go to the mirror, and the first person that looks back at you in that mirror is the reason you're not further along in this business. Simple. Anything you want to add? Queens, man. Guys, that's it. Love you guys.